Hey, good morning, Jason. We're going to do a quick demo video for you for your Jawa's Junkyard Mastersword. This is a hefty beast of a saber. We're going to go over my desk and take a look at it. I'll show you how to operate it and then hopefully try to get it out in the mail to you by today. All right, thanks, man. All right, Jason, here we've got your Jawa's Junkyard Mastersword from Zelda. This is a one-button setup, so your one switch is going to be this little guy right here that's got the emblem on it right here. Okay, you will definitely feel a tactile feel in person. I don't know if that's picking up on camera or not, but this is on a magnet. So when you want to take your chassis out, what you want to do is just pull this off. So it's got a, if we can focus on it, it's got a magnet right there on the tip that's glued on there with some very strong glue, so you shouldn't have any problems. And then you can see another magnet on your tactile switch that I'll show you up close here in a second. All right, so when you want to get to your chassis, you just want to unscrew the pommel. When you want to get to your chassis, you just want to unscrew the pommel here. This pommel has kind of a built-in tool. It serves two purposes. It pushes the chassis forward so it stays locked and engaged, so the switch mechanism lines up and the blade connects. It also pulls out to assist you in putting the chassis in the Saber. So I'll show you that here in a second. But when you want to take the chassis out, you're going to have to come in here through the emitter side. Don't push on the pins, just kind of push on the side of the chassis until it pops out right out the back. When you get it this far out, you can come over here and you can pull it the rest of the way. The reason it just doesn't fall out is because you'll notice this Saber has been anodized blue, all right? But it's also been anodized blue on the inside. And so right up towards the top here, the ID of the handle kind of goes in a little bit, just the slightest bit from the anodization, and it's not a like an even ID all the way through. So it just needs that little bit of push there at the beginning, and you could take it out no problem. This is an older chassis design that I came up with for this Saber. I went ahead and I used it because it's tried and true, and there's nothing wrong with it. So it's running a Proffie board right here, Proffie V3. You've got your Electro sound font from JDeLorean on here with a copy of the config file on the SD card. This board is held down with just a little bit of E6000, but when you want to make some changes, you can just pop it up like that, ever so slightly. All right. You've got a KR Sabers V4 Eco PCB right here for your blade connector. So this is lit in case you ever want to get a blade plug, or if you just want to see a little bit of action without the actual blade in it. So that will light up, and I will show you all this. All right. I did give you a crystal chamber because this is something that I had in the chassis already. So I put a real quartz crystal in there. It lights up separately, that you'll see. You've got a removable battery setup. This takes an 18650 Keep Power protected cell battery. All right, what this is, I just took the sticker off of it, but spring side for the negative side of your battery, please. And just clip it in there just like that. And then as you can see, I've got your crystal pulsing. This is running a 24mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker. And here's your switch. So you've got a little tactile switch here, and it's got a little magnet glued on it, but you can operate this chassis from outside of the Saber. And then you've got twist off. A little bit of a pre-off there. So you'll notice on this chassis, I have these arrows here. I kind of made it just part of the design of the chassis, but it does serve another purpose. These arrows tell you exactly where this switch is. All right, and you'll need that because when you put the chassis back into the handle from the underside here, you're going to have to line up this switch with this hole right here, because it's a very tiny hole, and that's where that little greebly goes for your switch. So when we're putting the chassis in, get in so far, you can tell where these arrows are from right here. I'm trying to get it all in frame. These arrows, you can help align these arrows with that hole. All right, so I'm going to turn this off to the side here, put this in here like this. Push this in as far as it will go. Do not press on the speaker. If you need help, you can come over here and you can take this tool out right here. You can put it right on the chassis and push it right in. All right. When you do that, look in that hole. If you did it correctly, you'll see your switch lined up right there. You can see the magnet sticking out of that hole. So now you can take your little switch greebly, you can drop it right in, and it will align itself with that magnet and it won't fall out. All right, now you can take your tool back, put it back into your pommel, because it serves two purposes. First, to help you push the chassis in, and then when you put it in the pommel and screw the pommel down, it keeps the chassis in place, locks it down. Okay, so now we can come over here and hit power. A little bit of a hefty, long boy to be swinging around too much and get it in frame, but you can see how you're lit up there. Blaster bolt deflex is just tapping. Blade lockup is doing a double tap, but holding it on the second tap. We'll do a twist off there. Now this is made for a 1-inch diameter blade, or like you said, you actually have the blade from Saber Trade that was made for this particular saber. People who don't have that blade though, they can use just a simple 1-inch blade. So I'm gonna put a 1-inch blade in here. Something about this blade socket, it is super tight. This is my little TriStar test blade. It's going out on me anyway. It was very difficult to get it in here, and I have sanded this guy quite a bit actually to fit into different sabers. So not sure how your custom blade will fit into this guy. No, a regular Neopixel blade is super tough. All right, but we'll hit power. And if you don't want to do a swing off, you can just hold the button down. Just like that, and it will turn the blade off for you. So I'll go ahead and take my blade off on camera. As you can see, like the entire bottom of the blade got stuck. Whereas you can see, like it locked on to the entire bottom portion of my blade. Super tight blade socket, so be careful for that. If you find that your custom blade is fitting in there very tough, don't force it, because you might break off the PCB like I did on my blade here. Go ahead and go through it with some sandpaper. Just start with a rough grit, lightly sand it all the way around until you get it to where you want it. And then when it fits in there nice, finish it off with a nice piece of like fine grit sandpaper. You know, a couple more twirls like that. If you wrap it around and go like that, you'll get a pretty even sand. And then that'll be nice and smooth and it will fit in your socket. Just make sure you don't do it too much, or it'll be in there loose. It's a fine line, so just do a few revolutions, test it, see if you like it, go back and forth until you're happy with the result. All right, but we'll go ahead and take the battery out now. So same thing as we did in the beginning. We'll take that out. We'll come over here, we'll push it a little bit from the emitter, but we won't push on the pins until it pops out the back. And then we can come over here, grab it, and just pull it right out. When you're done and you want to take the battery out, you can simply do that from the positive side right here with your finger. All right, but that is basically how you work your Java's Junkyard Mastersword. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll get this out in the mail to you. I'll try my best to do it today depending on where I hear from you, but if we don't make it today, it will be Monday morning. Thanks.